Everybody, let's do the end of the year book tag. Everybody, my name is Sophie, the Bookish Floor. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today what we're doing is we're doing the end of the year book tag. It's a little bit late in the year, but better late than never. And what I'm gonna do is obviously I'm gonna modify a few of the questions, and I am following Ariel Bisset end of the year book tag. I'm gonna link her channel below if you wanna go check that out. And I'm just gonna use some of the questions and maybe perhaps use some of mine. So why don't we just go ahead and get started. So the first one is, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? I don't think so. I think that the books that I started this year, I am not planning on finishing anytime soon, at least not that year or anytime in the future. I finished books that I know that I didn't give 100% of a fair shot, and I did finish them. Maybe give them a lower rating that I wish I would have given them, and I'm probably planning on reread them. And yeah, I'm probably gonna do that, but not books that I didn't finish. So yeah, I think I don't think I'm gonna count any of the books that I actually, not that I DNF necessarily, but some of them I just never finished or moved on to some other themes or ideas that I wanted, and I just don't have any plans to continue them in the future. So I'm just gonna say no for now. The other question was, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Obviously, we're still in autumn. We still have a couple of days of autumn, literally a couple of days of autumn. So any autumnal books that I have to transition into the end of the year? In November, I always read Native American stories, and I do have a couple of Native American Indigenous authors book on my list for my November TBR that I didn't get a chance to read. So perhaps one of those books I could read in the next couple of days is whatever I'm in the mood for. So I could read I'm spacing on the name. I'm gonna put them right here, my options. I could read these books. Perhaps they feel very autumnal to me. However, honestly, my brain is full on Christmas right now. All I want to do is read like Christmas, Hallmarky, cheesy like stories right now. I'm really trying to get all those positive vibes. For me, Christmas invokes either two things: very childish elf home alone feelings, or very depressed like Christmas family drama feelings. So I rather stay in the childish home alone elf kind of world, or Hallmarky cheesy kind of world right now, because the real world is so chaotic. So I don't know if I'm gonna read any of these books in the next 2 days. I might just take a break and continue with my mood of like cheesy Christmas that I'm in right now. Maybe I'll give this a try, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Are there any new releases that you want to read? Honestly, I think I'm gonna answer the last 3 questions in this one, because I was totally spacing on any books that I haven't finished that I want to finish, autumnal book that I might want to send me into the new year, and this one, new releases that I might want to read. And all those 3 questions can kind of fit perfectly with the latest Travis Baldree book, Legends and Lattes series. I started that one. I can't believe I forgot about it. I started that one, and then I was doing my November TBR challenge that I do, in which I read only Native American and Indigenous authors. And so I had to put that one away. And I totally spaced that I had that one until I read this question about new releases. So I did start that one. So I think that is a perfect book to read within the next 2 days to finish it. And it'll kind of answer those 3 questions in one. So maybe reading the latest, I said Travis Baldry, but I don't think that's his name. Maybe it is. Guys, it is super late. And I just spent like 5 hours answering like psychological questionnaires for a possible new job. And because the economy sucks and the job market sucks, I had to do that. So I spent like the last 4 hours frying my brain on psychological tests for a possible new job. You know how they are. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. I have done that. And actually for this same place, about 10 years ago, I'm reapplying to the same place. Anyways, so yeah, my brain is fried. So anyways, I might do that. Sorry if I'm spacing on names and things like that. I'll put the picture. My brain is fried. It's December. It's almost the end of the year. I've been forgetting a lot of names lately on my videos, but you always have the picture and you can get all the information there because I'm spacing out a lot lately, but there it is. So yeah, probably reading that one. The next one is, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? And honestly, if you would have asked me this a couple of months ago, which is the whole point of the end of the year book tag, I would have had a long list. But because I already did like my TBR challenges, the last 3 months are full of challenges. Only horror on like October, only Native American and Indigenous authors in November, and all my book mess list only in December. I'm kind of booked out, new release out. Like I haven't even read new releases, but like my list is done. I have a lot of books saved on my TBR, but I don't have to read them. I have the 3rd book on the Dash and Lily, which is a Christmas trilogy. A Christmas trilogy. So I have that one. I could read that one. That book, it's the only one that I really want to read. However, because I already read book number 2 this season, I'm thinking saving book number 3 for next Christmas. I have a couple of Christmas stories that I might want to read, but nothing that I really have to read or anything like that. So probably not. I think I am saving. I think I have to do what I really want to do is do research on all the books that are coming out. I have plans for next year of the way that I want to approach my reading next year. Probably changing my goals and changing the way that I select my books in order to be a little bit more focused on quality and not quantity, and really be excited about what I'm reading. Not that I'm not excited about what I'm reading right now. However, I don't want to read things just to read things. I don't want to read things just to get to a certain goal. And I already know what my taste is. When I first got into reading again, I was kind of rediscovering my taste. Now I know what I like. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I'm ready to focus on that. And yes, once in a while, rediscover or discover some things, but not kind of try everything. At the beginning, I was trying everything and anything. And I still try new things and discover new things, and that's fun. But when you try everything and anything, you end up trying a lot of crap. and end up trying a lot of things that you don't like and forcing yourself through books. And I don't want to do that anymore. So I need to figure out that, and maybe doing a bit more research instead of just reading things that I don't necessarily want to read. The next question is there a book that can still shock you and become your favorite read of the year? This book was not my favorite read of the year, but it is definitely one of them. And it definitely shocked me that it was one of them because it started really bad. Or not really bad, but it didn't start as well as I imagined. And then it progressively got better. And I actually have two books that did that for me. And it was in December with my Bookmas challenge. So the first one is the Gingerbread Cafe. I have heard nothing good about Laurie Gilmore. I remember finding Laurie Gilmore online because I love Gilmore Girls, and obviously they were gonna target like her content towards my feed. And yeah, she was there. And honestly, when content is imitation of something else, I don't particularly like that. It doesn't make me want to consume that content. So the fact that her name was Lori, very close to Lauren Graham, that the last name was actually Gilmore, like Gilmore Girls, makes me wanna not consume it, because I don't necessarily think that imitation is a sincere form of flattery. I don't like it necessarily. So I didn't want to consume the books. And then when people started doing reviews and not liking them, I was sure that I wasn't going to like the books. So I never consumed them. I never read them. No hate or anything. It was just not my cup of tea. So just personal preference, and all of whatever I just said, personal preference. That's it. No shade or anything. But then the Gingerbread Cafe came out, and I thought, okay, fine, let me just read it for Bookmas sake, and probably not gonna like it, but it's a book for Bookmas challenge, and I was planning back then on reading 24 books in 24 days. So I thought I'll just read this one, check it out to like cheesy Hallmark, Netflix Christmas type of book, and that's it. And oh my god, it wasn't like the best book ever or anything, but I think because this was like it was the fifth in a series, but it could be a standalone. And the story I really like the characters. It was a second chance romance, and I do like second chance romances. I did like it. Certain things I didn't like, certain things in the writing I didn't like. The criticism is valid. And the writing, I agree with all that. However, the story, the plot line, I did like it. Certain things there's time jumps. I didn't like the way that it was doing that, and I felt it was confusing. So again, the structure and the writing wasn't the best for me, but the story and the plot lines I did like. So that was a shocker for me. That one is not gonna be one of the best of the year, but in terms of entertainment and the shock that I liked it, yeah, definitely shocked me. The other one that was definitely a surprise, and it ended up being like emotional for me, and it made me cry, and I wasn't expecting it, was B.K. Borison's Good Spirit. Oh my god, this book. So this is a Christmas Carol retelling with a twist, with a Grumpy and Sunshine, which is not necessarily a trope that I liked, but I like the switch on it with the Christmas Carol, because the Grumpy is actually the ghost and the Sunshine is the Scrooge. So, and there's like an error there, because she's like the Scrooge, whatever, is the girl, and she's like, you made a mistake, because I'm fine. My life is fine. I'm a good person. You must be the problem, ghost. So I love that whole dynamic. And even though it was a little bit difficult for me to get into it, because I was being prejudiced against the book. I was like, I've heard this story a million times. What else do you have to show me? And boy, did they make like a twist. Did they twist the story in a way that it was original and fun. and the way that they kind of set up all the breadcrumbs and the story for you to get involved and emotionally involved. By the end, I was like, no, please. Like, I was talking to myself. It made me cry, and I never cry with books. And it made me like shed one tear out of one eye. Very dramatic. So yeah, definitely one of the best reads of the year, Good Spirits by BK Morrison. So that one is one that I was shocked to like very, very much. The next question is, have you already started making your reading plans for next year? And yes, I already have an idea. Like I said, I want to change my goals a little bit. So first things first. The last few years, my goals have been 100 books a year, and I have reached my goal. And I was a little bit ambitious, and thinking about Bookmas and the fact that I'm doing this challenge of 24 books in 24 days, I thought, and just to be clear, 24 books means even children books, really short books like 10-minute books, because that's the only possible way that I can do 24 books in 24 days. I thought 120 books this year would be easy peasy. 10 books a month, maybe 2 a week, 2 weeks, 3 2 weeks, something like that. And then if I fall behind, you have the 24 books in 1 month. I could reach that goal if I wanted. The problem wasn't that I didn't want it. The problem is that I had a horrible migraine year. If you've been here long enough, I get just as sick of talking about it as you probably get sick of hearing me talk about it. But I have chronic migraines. There is no other way of putting it. I get migraines 2, maybe 3 times a month. That is a lot. I am finally getting treatment for them, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I have allergies that make them a bit more severe. There's a lot of things going on with them, so they're not going away. They're doing the treatment and all that. Sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse. But this year was really bad. Starting in May, it got really, really bad, and from getting really bad to figuring out what it was, like why this was happening, what treatment was I gonna get, also the reaction to the treatment, all that. So my goals, my reading journey, my sanity, everything went out the window. So for at least half of the year, I was not like even trying to get to anything. Like just being able to read was a win. So even thinking about my goals was again out the window. So I thought maybe next year I'm gonna change it back to 100. But right now, even thinking about that is daunting because I don't even know if that's possible. So I might just leave it at 100, but I definitely have to think about what I want to do. Am I gonna waste my time on books that I don't want to read just to get to a number? Or am I gonna spend the time that I can actually read, listening? Because I have chronic migraines, if I spend too long looking at a book, and this is when ableism is so annoying, and this whole discourse of reading a book, a physical book, is actually reading, and listening to books is not real reading. It's so annoying because if I spend too long reading a book with my eyeballs, my migraines get so bad. So I have to listen to books. That's the only way that I can actually finish a book. Otherwise, I can only read for about an hour a day max. It would take me forever to read a book. Like, imagine a book that is 24 hours. It would take me a month to read just one book. So I can't do that, guys. I have to listen to books. So with that said, I have to really think about, how do I want to spend my time? How can I be smart about the books that I consume knowing that I can have a great month without any migraines, and maybe the next month, the whole month, I'm gonna have migraines, and maybe the next month I might just have one attack. So I don't know. I'm hoping that next year it's gonna be better. I kind of sort of have it under control right now, but honestly I'm not sure, because it all depends. A lot depends on things that I cannot control. Yeah, migraines are not things that you can depending, each person is different, but a lot of things that provoke my migraines are things that I cannot control. um and before you give me all your advice, I appreciate it, thank you so much, but I already have like people doctor, and we already figured that out. So yeah, and I am already following a treatment and all that. So yeah, I have to be smart. So my plan is to really maybe leave that number always as a possible goal, not focus of whether I'm reaching it or not. This year I knew I wasn't gonna reach 120 and I just left it. That's okay. If I don't get the confetti, I don't get the confetti. I know that a lot of people change it. They realize that they're not gonna get it, and I guess they want that confetti. They want the satisfaction of that confetti. But honestly, me knowing that I changed it just to get the confetti doesn't feel right. That confetti doesn't feel real. It feels fake. The fact that I rather throw my own confetti at myself. I'm probably gonna do that. Celebrating that I think I got to 89 books. The fact that I have migraines, severe attacks, and I still made it to 89, like I can't believe it, because I was ready to give up in May. I was ready to give up on this channel, on my reading, on everything in May. I was ready to give up, and in October was such a bad month. Like seriously, like when I say my sanity was like on vacation, like in another planet, and she was no longer in the room with me. I'm not kidding. And again, I was ready to give up. So the fact that I made it to December, and that I was able to do 12 days of bookmas and not 24, but that's okay, just 12 days was a miracle. And 89 books, I'm gonna throw my own confetti. I don't need Goodreads to do it for me. I'm gonna throw it for me, for myself, because I did it, guys. Like I did it. And that's emotional, because I honestly didn't think I was gonna make it, and I did. So anyways, next year, it's been a really hard year for a lot of people, for a lot of reasons, and it's been a really hard year for me. So anything that I reached, it's just amazing. And if you read one book, and if you read 5 books, or you read 10 books, you don't need to change that goal. Like, celebrate yourself. You don't need any platform or any social media to celebrate you, or any people online to celebrate you. If you don't have there's probably 3 people watching this, because the social media also hasn't been showing a lot of people content lately. You need to be doing God knows what for people to watch your content, and for people to follow you. And yeah, if 3 people are watching this, thank you. Thank you for watching, and I celebrate you. And whatever you read, I celebrate you for doing that, and thank you for being here and celebrating me, and I do appreciate that. So going back, so my plan for next year is to pick books that I really want to read and focus on that. So I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna look for books that are more of my taste, more of the things that I want to read, that I really want to enjoy, and just pick those. Maybe I'll pick 8 each month that I really want to focus on, and just enjoy those. And again, I'm probably gonna leave that 100, and if if I get to that 100, I get to that 100. I'm still gonna try to read diversely because that is important to me. I don't want to read the same people that everybody is pushing down our throats, because we know why that is. I want to look for new authors. I want to look for diverse authors. I want to look for diverse voices. But I already know that. I already know my taste in that. I already know some authors, and I can look for those authors and see what they're recommending. And yeah, I'm gonna pick I'm gonna have a very curated list that I wanna really enjoy my time with those books. And yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do next year. I think that's it. You're probably gonna get another video with my favorite books of the year and maybe a ranking of all of them and which one is like my absolute favorite must read that I'm gonna recommend that you probably add to your list. Let me know if you have any recommendations for next year that you think I might want to add to my list. Let me know if you already did the end of the year book tag, if you did it way in October, or if you're doing it right now a little bit late like me. Let me know if you're still doing a TBR right now, or if you already finished taking a break, if you reached your goal, if you didn't reach your goal. What are your feelings about that? For me, is like, who cares? Really, I'm feeling like that. Like I said, the fact that I'm still reading is a win, no matter how many books I read. And yeah, no matter how many other books other people read, never compare yourself. The fact that we are all reading, whether it's 1, 10, or 100, or 300, it's all a win. The fact that we're all reading is just a win, no matter what. So yeah, we should all be celebrating each other and encouraging each other to just keep on reading and enjoying this amazing hobby and amazing community that we all get to be a part of. If you don't know what to comment other than any of the things that I just said, why don't you just put any of the Christmas emojis right there in the comment section. Remember to like, subscribe, do the bell thing. I really do appreciate it. Share if you can. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep reading and keep blooming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.